said that's your fault.
What?
There's Tennessee tags in the parking lot.
Is there really?
Right there.
Okay.
It's windier out there than a person thinks.
Yeah. So I got all these clothes on.
All the rest will be fine, folks.
All right, you too. What's up, everyone? Good morning. We're in Florida again. It's our annual trip. Sun's shining, the breeze is blowing just a little bit. Hey, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I want to tell you guys what we're doing today. Help you try to find some pre-spawn and or spawning crappie in a transition period. So let's show you the setup and then kind of explain what we're doing out here. So I've got my ACC crappie stick. This one's my 7.5 foot. Got a brush walker jig on here. Blue jig head, 1/24 ounce. And I've been flipping the jig head, the bait around so it looks like two minnows swimming instead of having it weedless, because I'm just open water fishing right now. Got my Shimano 3000 series reel and been really laying the wood to some crappie here in the past couple of days. I haven't been videoing because it's been so sporadic with the rain. Just started pouring down a couple of days and I just wasn't able to get all the cameras out and video. But today is a different story. We're gonna try a couple different things. Yesterday there was a ton of wind that came in. Like it was really ripping through here. And I was out on the dock yesterday and I saw the bait fish that were being pushed right towards the bank. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, let's make up some type of a game plan for tomorrow. So tomorrow being right now. And I saw the bait being pushed in towards these banks over here. So I'm gonna try to either hit some isolated brush piles that I've found out here just over the years from fishing at this lake so many times. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna maybe push in shallow and try to figure these fish out, because there's a full moon that should be here in a couple of days. And all the fish that we've cleaned have been females so far. We've cleaned like 75 fish and all of them have been females. So I'd like to maybe throw a cork at some. Just don't know really what to expect today, but the trend of the weather should be more consistent. It's a little cold right now. I've got a jacket and pants on. You'll never see me do that in Florida especially, but it's pretty darn chilly. It was like 45 this morning, which is a different type of cold in Florida. But anyways, the water temp is 59 right now, and the highest I've seen it this week is 64. And I think that the water should get really, really warm really quick, because it's supposed to reach all the way up to the 80s here in Florida in the next couple of days. And it's supposed to be pretty sunny. So let's see what we can figure out right here. I don't know exactly where I am right now because the wind pushed me, but I'm gonna try to get settled in and maybe find a brush pile or something along those lines. I don't know what to expect at all. I'm in 9 foot of water right here. I'm not too far off of a couple of different spots, but we'll see what we can do. If you guys like this type of commentary and these type of videos, and if you haven't done this already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you a part of the fishing family we got here, Carolina Crappie. I just really like to be out in God's creation and show others what the art form of fishing is about, and just we're learning together, you know. Put it in the comments down below, something that maybe you've seen me do that has helped, and also maybe something I could improve on, or some new ways of fishing that I haven't done before, especially targeting crappie. I just love new ways of targeting them. Really, that's all I got. Let's see what we can do. I'm casting to this brush pile and it's like 35, 40 foot away. Got a small jig head on there. It's a 1/30th, which is a weird size, but it's a 1/30th ounce jig head. Seems to do all right. And crappie, I think. Yep. First crappie of the day. Ha, had to change colors already. I threw the Carolina crappie color. A little bit of green, a little bit of black flake. Nice fish. It's the first one of the day. First brush pile of the day. Keep count of them with this pitch counter, like that. Two of them were trying to compete for it, and only one prevailed. I like it. Ooh, that one came a long way for it. Stay on here. Woo! That one got mad at it. Came out of the middle of it. Ooh, 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 ooh. He's still mad about it. There we go. Nice fish. Sun coming up. Hopefully we can take this jacket and stuff off later. Carolina crappie color. Woo! In the roof of the mouth. Look at that. You know he wanted it when that jig is just gone. Ha ha ha. Nice fish. Nice fish. Woo! Mean fish. Splashing me. I'm gonna try to go a little different angle at this brush pile. I've been kind of casting to the side of it almost. I'm gonna try to go over the other side and bring it back. Just a different angle. Maybe those fish can't see my jig. That's actually a new brush pile I've never seen out here before. So I just marked it. There's like 4 or 5 of them just in this little area, so it's kind of cool. As long as I can try to pick off a couple from each one, I would call that a success. I don't want to just sit on a spot for a long time either. That's one thing, you gotta move, keep moving around. You don't have to sit on a spot that long, you really don't. Unless they're just biting every cast and you get your limit and go or whatever. But that actually helps everybody if you move from spot to spot. Because then they're not beat to death and you can actually have someone else come in and catch a couple if you want to be that way. If not, then that's your choosing. That's your choice. There he is. Took him long enough. I'm gonna lose a fish doing all this now. All right. There we go. It's like they were coming at it, but not really committing to it all the way. And so I just stopped it. And then they stopped it. That was a good bite, really good bite. I didn't think I was gonna catch that fish, honestly, but you gotta stick with it sometimes. A little bit heavier of a jig head that time, a 16th ounce. Just experimenting, just trying different things out. Trying to stay off these fish a little bit too. I'm just launching my bait out there. About as far as I can cast it. Oh, here comes one. Oh, I missed him. You ever keep baits in your pocket and when you do the laundry, you find nasty melted plastic in your pockets? That's not fun. If you're a fisherman, you know what I'm talking about. Launch that thing out there against the wind. Let it fall in, pendulum down just like a bait fish would be going through there naturally. That's what we're trying to mimic. These fish can see so well, this water's so clear that you have to keep the bait pretty high above them. That was a tick right there, I think. You can do better than that. See if that helps. Ooh, come on. Got him. There he is. Oh, that's a nice one. That's a real big one. Oh gosh, stay on there. There we go. There's a wolf pack. It's like 4 of them. All that size. Look at that, that's about a 2-pounder right there. That's probably close to a 2-pounder. I was throwing that 1/8 and they didn't like it, so I threw out a 1/16, and then that one crushed it. Carolina crappie color. The pack's giving out on me. There it is. Smaller one. Not a very big one, but we'll take it. Man, I've been bending over pushing these buttons. My back is giving out on me. Little wolf pack or something maybe. Throw at them and see what happens. Unless it's a gar, which has definitely happened a lot. A lot of gar in this lake. Yeah, it's a gar. All right, moving on. Sometimes on live scope you can't tell if they're gar until you get really close to them or pan way in on them. I'm gonna troll up here to this little area I've been catching them in. Got like 5 spots up here I've got marked. We're gonna go up to it and see if we can catch a couple. Found a wolf pack of big ones. Caught one on a big bait and one on a smaller bait. It's like I keep changing baits every time I catch one. These fish move quick, especially whenever you got wind pushing you too. It's not the easiest thing to stay on them. Ooh, got one looking at it. Gosh, he's on there. Oh my goodness. These are such big fish. He's shaking his head all over the place too. Whew. Changed colors again. Sure enough. Ow, that was a hook. Nice fish. Come eat it. Oh, one missed it. Come on. He's like right here at the boat. See if he eats it. I'll pause it. Yeah, you got it. Oh my goodness. That was awesome. That's a big one. I mean, they're all pretty big. It's not a giant, but it's still a big one. On that Carolina crappie color, look at that. Boom, right at the boat too. That's what I'm saying. Whenever these fish are coming up at it, and a lot of times they say, you know, cat and mouse it and bring it away. And that's true, but whenever it's close to the boat, like it was right here under the boat, and I have a leader on here, and that leader kind of tells me like where my transition from my braid, I'll try to show it on the camera, from my transition from my braid to my fluorocarbon, that tells me kind of how deep, you know, it is. It's like 4 or 5 feet. And I saw that fish coming really close to the boat, and I saw my leader. I was like, well, I got to make a decision. So does the fish. So I just kind of stopped it right there and just let it sit still. And then that fish has to make a decision, either thump it or turn its nose and go away. And this one decided to thump it. So that's pretty cool. Little tip, live scope tip. Got that red head. This is a 16th ounce. Brushwalker, crappie baits. Go online and get you some. These things are awesome. They work everywhere. This is actually my favorite color in South Carolina, where I live, but they're crushing this thing. I keep throwing like 4 or 5 of the same color, up here just because I've been going through so many baits because of so many fish just are annihilating this thing. I mean, this thing's in rough shape, and so is my jig head. But I think, you know, over time, it actually helps a little bit. Stop that jig at the boat. If you got live scope and you see them coming, might help. Oh, is he coming for it? Thought one was coming for it. Yep, he came for it. Man. Oh, he jumped like a bass. Oh, that's a nice one. That one jumped like a bass. Boom. Look at that. Changed colors and weight again. That one was by itself. That was a singled out crappie. Show you what I threw on that one. Put that one in the box. Ooh, spot lock. Oh, here's a school of something right under me. I'll show you this real quick. Change up 1/8 ounce, another brush walker. Look at that. Get you some of those, throw on there. I've never really fished like this before, where the weight, like the size jig head, the profile and everything, and the color matter this much between each fish that I'm catching. And it could just be in my mind, but I don't know. I'm convinced that changing up colors, keeping these fish interested. It's funny because you'll catch one out of a school, like a wolf pack of like 4, and it's like, oh, my friend got caught on that color, so I can't hit that one again. So I change up colors, and then the next fish that's in the wolf pack will hit it. So it's kind of what I've been doing. It's kind of a weird way to fish, but got to piece it together like a puzzle each time you come out.